Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. Today I'm back with a short video where we're going to talk about ethanol, because it's been a long time since we last talked about it. And I have a little tip to share with you. As you know, we'll discuss ethanol in every video. And of course, the Honda HR-V is here too. For those who don't know, it's my wife's daily driver, and also our all-purpose car, which has been with us for over 8 years now, which has more than 260,000 kilometers on the odometer. I mainly use it to test all my ethanol experiments. Longtime subscribers may have seen this before. So, I installed a fuel pressure regulator on the HR-V to compensate for the fact that we're running 100% ethanol without, even if it's ethanol, because it had starting problems and a bit of a power issue. Now, I made a pretty nice little discovery. I talked with quite a few of you. Some of you might already know about it, by the way. I just came across a product that intrigued me a bit. I figured, why not try it out with you on video? First, I'll immediately show you the HR-V's mileage. 276,000 kilometers. No issues or problems. The vehicle is completely cold and hasn't started in 2 days. I'll show you the first modifications I made to run on ethanol. They're located in the engine area. There we go. So, as I was saying, it has a fuel pressure regulator, which you can see here. Sorry, the engine bay is so dirty. So this regulator, which is worth about 20 euros, actually allows us to simply increase the fuel pressure. That way, to make up for the fact that ethanol is a bit less explosive, let's say, than gasoline. That helps us regain some torque and slightly more power. Of the power we lost while driving without this fuel pressure regulator, as you might expect, there are plenty of people who don't approve of this method. Still, it's been more than 30,000 kilometers. Actually, what am I saying? 30,000? It's been 50,000 kilometers that we've been driving like this. The vehicle is still here. We'll keep adding miles, and we'll surpass 300,000. Trust me. Lately, I've been looking into ethanol, and there's one thing that bothers me. From time to time, it struggles to start when it's cold. You need to hold the key a bit longer for the starter to turn, then the vehicle starts. It had a lot of problems before the regulator, meaning it wouldn't start for at least 5 or 6 minutes. So, it already takes time to start and usually stalls. That's the first time it stalled. We restart it faster, but it should still stall. There you go. So now it stalls for the second time. A third time, we start it again. Normally, it's fine now. You just have to wait about 5 or 6 minutes. Now the idle will fluctuate and nearly stall. There you go. It's right on the verge of stalling. I'm not touching the accelerator. I'm especially not touching the accelerator. And now I'm just letting it regulate itself, actually. Now it will automatically determine the fuel's too lean and not original. So, as a result, it's going to oscillate. You see, almost down to 0. And there you go, it stalled because it was a bit too cold. So now it's going to keep regulating itself normally for about 5 or 6 minutes. The time it takes to actually calculate that the fuel isn't the right one. And after that, we can go. Now, it starts up after 10 to 15 seconds. I mean, there's no problem. So already with the regulators, it's much better. Now, I've found a product that might actually fix this problem. It should add to ethanol the same additives found in 95 or 98, but this time added to ethanol. So, this trick and this miracle product, it's this. It's a Bardol Super Ethanol treatment. Be careful, it's actually a kind of alternative that lets you drive on ethanol without any issues. So, this kind of product actually, here it is, you see? It improves cold starts and protects the injection system. Exactly the kind of problem I'm having right now with the HR-V. There's still a bit, let's say, of cold start issues. So you see it says, not to use pure E85 fuel in a vehicle that's not adapted or not designed for it. That's why I installed the regulator. It's a minor modification. To handle ethanol, like I was saying, don't worry, it's still an alternative for those who might not want to spend 500 or 600 euros on an ethanol conversion kit, which I understand since I also own several cars. If I had to spend $500 on an ethanol kit for each car, I'd rather just buy another car. This product is an alternative to the ethanol kit. I'll explain how it works and mention a few key details. So, this product goes directly into the tank. Of course, don't worry, you don't put the whole bottle of the product into the tank. Otherwise, there would be no point in running on ethanol, because the price of the product plus a full tank of ethanol would almost always end up being more expensive. You could argue that a full tank of 98 doesn't save much. Honestly, this product should be measured. There's a marked line on it. For 5 liters of fuel, and 1 bottle equals 250 liters. I'm going with an average of a 50-liter tank. That means with this bottle, you can fill up your tank 5 times. This bottle costs about 15 euros. So that's an extra 3 euros per fill-up. It's still pretty reasonable in terms of price. The thing is, you just shouldn't forget your little bottle. Buy 1 or 2 in advance, and when you finish the first, buy another. That way, you're prepared. So, 3 euros extra on a full tank of ethanol, and at least you don't have any cold start problems. I think that's pretty fair. We're going to try it now, and I'll share some quick tips I use when driving on ethanol. They might help you avoid problems. Personally, when I'm driving on ethanol, what I do is set the pressure regulator. I drive about 1,000 kilometers like that. The ethanol will pick up all the crap that's in the hoses and the tank and everything, and where's it going to send it? Into the fuel filter that's here. So it's here on the HRV, it's in the fuel pump on other models, and it's under the car for some other models. So what I do is I wait about 1,000 kilometers. And after 1,000 kilometers, actually I come to change my fuel filter for a new one, because all the impurities have built up inside it. I toss it, insert a new one, and I'm set. Want to go further? For example, on cars I really care about, like my Lexus GS 300, which runs on ethanol without a fuel pressure regulator. Simply put, at that time it was an engine. That's what I saw online. It was designed for the American market, and as a result, had good tolerance for low-quality fuels, which explains why, as a result, it runs perfectly well, even on ethanol, without the slightest modification. I still changed the filter on the Lexus after 1,000 kilometers just to be safe, and I made it take this, an injector cleaner, just to be 100% sure that my whole injector system is reliable. We're adding this product to the tank. There are lines marked 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'm ready for treatment. So, 25 liters of fuel. And if I'm not mistaken, in the Honda HR-V, what do I have then? Well, not much fuel. All right, what we're going to do is I'll go put in half a tank for it, and then I'll add the additive afterwards. Actually, that's perfect, because the injector treatment is supposed to be added when there's almost no fuel left in the tank. Actually, I'll do it now, right away. And look, I'll show you live how much of a hassle it is to start right now. It's cold. Here we go. You see, barely. Actually, that doesn't start, but on the other hand, there you go. Once it starts, it's running fine. No more problem. Let's go to the gas station. So I'm going to put 25 liters of fuel in it. Well, 20 liters, which will make about 25 in the tank. I have about 5 liters left, so we'll test both products together. Now, just to be clear, I'm not saying that ethanol kits are crap, or that ethanol remapping is crap. Far from it. I'm just saying that, basically, this is an alternative for those who don't necessarily have the means, like me, to spend 500 euros per car for an ethanol kit. That's all there is to it. We're going to start by putting in the injector cleaner, and while that's working, we'll start getting the pump ready. There you go, 20 liters is plenty. With what's left, we can reach 25 liters. We're set, just need to add the additive and we're ready. Perfect, look, I have half a tank, that's great. The HRV, not counting the reserve, holds 50 liters of fuel. So now we just have to add the product, wait for it to cool down, start it up again, and see if it struggles to start cold like earlier or not. 25 liters of treatment, I'm pouring it directly in here. There we go. And also, it's really great because, yeah, that's it. I didn't know about this canister system. It's not bad, so it regulates itself. Okay, so to refill it again, you see, press here and that's it. Well, the best thing, I think, but that's just my opinion. The best thing is to go for a little drive with it, just to mix the additive in the tank. I'll see you again after the car cools down, friends. So, it's the next day after putting the additives in the engine of the HRV, well, at least in the tank. Now we're going to see, once it's cold, if it starts up with misfires or not. All right, here we go. So, as you can see, it's really cold. We check that it's not in gear and we start it up. That's not bad. There you go. It's idling smoothly above 1,000 revolutions per minute and started right up. I'm the kind of person who has a hard time believing that products can actually do any good or have any real impact on how the vehicle runs. But here, I have to admit, it clearly works. The vehicle, it started immediately and is now in its warm-up phase. Soon, it will drop to 800 or 900 revolutions per minute, but it's running smoothly. Perfect, nothing to say. Well, listen, for €3 to fill up, I have to say, it's definitely not a bad deal. And I think as a result, the power should be there. Clearly, the cold start problems are gone. I know what I have to do with the HRV €3 more per fill-up, but at least the vehicle runs as if it were on gasoline. I hope you found this video interesting and, more importantly, useful. That's the main goal of videos like this. If you haven't already, it's very important, and I'm asking you again, subscribe. That's the only thing I ask from you in return. Everyone who watches the video, just a little click on subscribe. With those nice words, see you soon in the next video, my friends. All right, bye.